Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. وإن كنتم في ريب مما نزلنا على عبدنا فأتوا بسورة من مثله وادعوا شهداءكم من دون الله. وادعوا شهداءكم من دون الله إن كنتم صادقين. صدق الله العظيم.
Salawat Badar. Everyone is invited to rise.
صلاة الله سلام الله على طه رسول الله. صلاة الله سلام الله على ياسين حبيب الله. صلاة الله سلام الله على طه رسول الله. صلاة الله سلام الله على ياسين حبيب الله. توسلنا ببسم الله وبالهادي رسول الله وكل مجاهد لله بأهل البدر يا الله. صلاة الله سلام الله على طه رسول الله. صلاة الله سلام الله على ياسين حبيب الله. على ياسين حبيب الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Please Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. Kindly be seated. As our welcome greeting, proudly present to you a traditional dance by Melayu Hitayaka Dance Club. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Ranu Pelampuan Dance. Randu Pelampuan is a visualization of upholding hospitality in welcoming guests, describing the procession of picking, wrapping, and serving battle wine leaf to the respecting guests represent symbols of warmth. Moving right along, we would like to have your attention to take a look at the video informing the profiles of Universitas Syekh Kuala.
Universitas Syekh Kuala is a public university located in Banda Aceh, the capital of Aceh Province. Located at the westernmost point of Sumatra Island, the province is rich with traditions, cultures, languages, and natural resources. The university is also known as the heart of the Acehnese, Jantong Hati Rakyat Aceh. It is the oldest university in Aceh, officially established on September 2nd, 1961. Universitas Syekh Kuala was named after an Islamic scholar of Aceh, Abdurrauf bin Ali Al-Jawi Asingkali, who is also known as Tunku Syekh Kuala. He established an Islamic education center at a river mouth in Banda Aceh, which later became an official higher education institution. During this time, he gave great contribution to the education values and Islamic laws and regulations in Aceh. In addition to the main campus in Darussalam, Banda Aceh City, Universitas Syekh Kuala has also established a second campus in the district of Gaya Luiz. The campus is called Program Studi di Luar Campus Utama, the study program outside the main campus, which was officially opened on September 2nd, 2014. Universitas Syekh Kuala has 12 faculties and a postgraduate school. Of Economics and Business, the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, the Faculty of Law, the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Agriculture, the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, the Faculty of Medicine, the Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Science, the Faculty of Social and Political Science, the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, the Faculty of Nursing, and the Faculty of Dentistry. All these 12 faculties together offer 135 study programs of different levels: diploma programs, undergraduate programs, professional programs, specialist programs, master's programs, and doctoral programs. With various faculties and programs being offered, Universitas Syekh Kuala now hosts more than 32,000 students from various regions in Indonesia and overseas. The university has received numerous awards for its achievements at both the national and the international levels. For example, with Malam Diwa electric car, Universitas Syekh Kuala recently won as the second fastest team to compete technical inspection in the electric class at a prestigious competition in Asia, the Shell Eco Marathon Asia competition. In the research area, the university has also developed a good reputation at the national and international levels through its excellent research and research centers, such as the Tsunami and Disaster Mitigation Research Center and the Atsiri Research Center. Universitas Syekh Kuala also publishes numerous scientific journals. Some of them have been indexed by CINTA, the Indonesian Citation Index, as Quartile 1 and 2 journals. One of the university's journals, Studies in English Language and Education Journal, has recently been indexed by Scopus, one of the most reputable journal indexing and citation databases in the scientific world. Universitas Syekh Kuala has actively participated in several collaborative programs with several countries in Asia and Europe. These include Erasmus Mobility and Capacity Building Program, IMT-GT University Network Program, and the Erasmus Plus Program. Universitas Syekh Kuala has numerous national and international collaborations with universities and companies across the globe. Through this collaboration, the university has successfully organized various academic and non-academic events which have improved the university's national and international reputations. The Joint Research and Publication Program, the Exchange Program, the Internship Program, the Disaster and Cultural Summer Camp, and the Humanitarian Program are among many others. Universitas Syekh Kuala does not only focus on improving the quality of academic activities within the campus, but also proudly offers services to the communities. These tasks are assigned to 3 units at the university: the Office of International Affairs, Career Development Center, and Entrepreneurship Center. These units help students, staff, and alumni expand their experiences in academics, business, and beyond. Therefore, Universitas Syekh Kuala has always appreciated and placed at top priorities all partnerships and collaborations, and has managed to make the university what it is today, the heart of the Acehnese, Jantung Hati Rakyat Aceh. The university continuously strives to improve the quality of its academic activities, research development, humanitarian works, and the quality and quantity of scientific publications to achieve its vision to become the leading university in Asia and to become a world-class institution.
A report speech by Conference Director Rian Juanda MSJ.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'il mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim. Excellencies, distinguished delegate, ladies and gentlemen. As chairman of the 4th Icfaes 2022, it's given me great pleasure and honor to extend to you all a very warm welcome on behalf of the International Conference Committee. I wish to take this opportunity to welcome the participants from overseas as the representative of the student, lecturers, and research. I also wish to welcome our keynote speaker, Professor Alec Chong Suchin, Mr. Zulham Shah, PhD, and our invited speaker, Professor Lee Junhee, Associate Professor, Dr. Sukri Haji Samae, Professor Hanur Rashid, Mr. Muhammad Riza Adhadamanik, Miss Adela Hemilkova, MSc, Mr. Bima Krida Pamungkas, Dr. S. Nagaraj, MSc, and Mr. Insinyur Azizun Nurza for coming to our campus. I hope today event will serve as catalyst for strengthening international cooperation on the transfer of knowledge. In addition, I am most thankful for the cheerless effort of our staff member of the Marine and Fisheries Faculty of Universitas Syekh Kuala, including our rector, Professor Dr. Insyur Mawan IPU, and our dean, Professor Dr. Muklisin Zeda SP MSc. Icfaes is annual conference organized by the Faculty of Marine and Fisheries of Syekh Kuala University of Syekh Kuala. Syekh Kuala start from first conference in 2018. Icfaes have published 284 papers, both from Indonesian and abroad, in IOP conference series, Earth and Environmental Science Index by Scopus. In this year, there are 150 submit papers and only 137 papers except for presentation. Except paper is scheduled to be published for the next available slot in the IOP conference. Those papers uploaded by all participants incorporate to universities and companies, institutions from Indonesia and abroad, namely Universitas Syekh Kuala, Universitas Al-Muslim, IPB University, University Science Malaysia, National Research and Innovation Agency of Republik Indonesia, Universitas Gadjah Mada, Universitas Teguh Umar, Universitas Hasanuddin, Universitas Negeri Gorontalo, Universitas Haluoleo, Institute of Transportation and Logistics Trisakti, Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries of Republik Indonesia, Universitas Brawijaya, Universitas Samratulangi, Tongji University, Universitas Tunas Pembangunan, Universitas Udayana, Universitas Bangka Belitung, Universitas Maliku Saleh, Universitas Gajah Putih, Universitas Muhammadiyah Kendari, Universitas Muslim Indonesia Makassar, Universitas Riau, Universitas Samudra, Universitas Sumatera Utara, University of Ibrahimi, Universitas Lampung, Universitas Papua, University of Sunshine Coast, University Muhammadiyah Gresik, East China Normal University, Bangladesh Agricultural University, Prince of Songkla University, University of Madras, and Library Zoo. Finally, we would like to thank all of the others who submit their paper on Icfaes, the reviewer, the keynote speaker, the invited speaker, moderator, committee, and our volunteer for all their work in preparing and running the conference. We wish you a very warm welcome and hope that you will have a very productive and enjoyable time at the fourth Icfaes. Once again, I am most grateful for your participation and support. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Opening remark by Rector of Universitas Syekh Kuala, represented by Dr. Taufik Saidi, SPI, MSc, PhD, Vice Rector for Planning, Cooperation and Public Relations Affairs.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished delegates, college, professors, lecturers, researchers, ladies and gentlemen, allow me in this opportunity to welcome all of these conference participants by first praying our grateful and praise to the Almighty God for all His blessing, grace, and mercies that have made us possible to gather at this conference in this room and online to Zoom meeting in excellent condition and health. On behalf of Rector of Syekh Kuala, let me deliver our warmest welcome to all of you and extend our deepest appreciation for your attendance today at this fourth International Conference on Fishery and Environmental Science. Regardless of your daily busy and tight schedule, we are really grateful to all participants and to the keynote and invite speaker who have come from this country and overseas. We hope God blesses us with guidance and success to reach our goal. In particular, I also express my gratitude to the Dean of the Faculty of Marine and Fishery and his staff who has supported and facilitated this activity. I also appreciate the chairman of the committee and entire committee member of this conference. This is very important for me to say, considering that the Faculty of Marine and Fishery of Shakaula University is keeping up hard work to reach public recognition as the qualified faculty in implementing the quality management system toward world-class university. This hard work is a balanced quality in all aspects of University Tridharma. We're still promoting the noble character and consistency in carry out. Researcher, lecturer, and all participants. The theme for this international seminar is strengthening research, innovation, and collaboration toward blue transformation. I believe this will certainly be beneficial for the development of marine, fishery, and environmental science in the future. Considering the blue transformation is also a vision for transforming the aquatic food system. This strengthening is of course necessary and beneficial in terms of material, research, and learning technology. And the formation of character that reflect the characteristic of science itself. Therefore, research in the field of marine and fishery need to be carried out continuously so that application of this field can be useful by the community. Finally, I would like to thank you all participants participating in this conference. I hope this conference will enlighten us, especially those who are actively involved in education, research, public service as the goal of University Tridharma. Hopefully, we may benefit from this seminar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kindly be requested Dr. Taufik to remain on stage for a while. As our next agenda is awarding token of appreciation to keynote speakers represented by Zulham Shah Imran, SPEM, SE PhD as attending keynote on site. Token of appreciation will be handed over by Rector of Universitas Syah Kuala, represented by Dr. Taufik Saadi, Vice Rector 4, and Rian Juanda, SE Chairman of Icfaes 2022. Could everyone please remain on stage as the next agenda is signing Memorandum of Understanding between Marine Science and Fisheries Faculty and CMIA Indonesia. So could everyone remain on stage for a while? Professor, Doctor, could you please back on stage? For that, we would like to invite on stage Dean of Marine and Fisheries Faculty, Universitas Syah Kuala, Professor Dr. Mukhlizin ZA, MSc. And also with us today, Professor Dr. Teguh M. Iqbal, MSc, SSA, MSc, Dean of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, Universitas Syah Kuala, for signing Memorandum of Understanding. Thank you very much, and you may return to your seat. Prayer recitations by Brother Muhammad Gufran.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا شاكرين حمدا ناعمين المحسنين حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيدا. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك الكريم وعظيم سلطانك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولوالدينا وارحمهما كما ربيانا صغارا، ولجميع المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
And now once again we would like to offer you to experience the Achinese local cultures illustrated through the dance. This creation dance tells us how fishermen trap the fish by sustainable and environmental friendly method by using bubu, bamboo fish trap. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the dance by Melayu Hitayaka Dance Club. Once again, that was an amazing dance. Tells us about how fishermen trap the fish by sustainable and environmental friendly method by using bamboo fish trap. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving to the main agenda of the conference by listening to our first keynote speakers. So please welcome on stage Zulhamzah Imran, SPE, MSc, PhD, Director of Biotrop Indonesia. Our first keynote speakers will be moderated by Haikal Azif Haridi, PhD. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a brief educational background of our moderator. Dr. Haikal Azif Haridi earned his PhD in 2019 at National Central University, Taiwan, within the International 2021 and CELDIF facilitation by BRAIN in 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Haikal Azif Haridi on stage.
Thank you very much, Ms. MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning for everyone, and we all wish that everyone are healthy. For today's keynote session, we will have two speakers in panel. Both keynote speakers will spend 35 minutes each of presentation. And at the end, we will have the Q&A session for 20 minutes. For the Q&A sessions, the participant on site could directly raise hand and ask questions. While for the online participant, you have two options for those who wish to give the questions. First, you can raise hand, and then I will call your name, and you may ask the presenter directly. And the second option is you can just simply type down your questions in the chat menu at the bottom. And I will read your questions. You may type your questions in Bahasa as well. We will try our best to accommodate your question and look forward to have lively discussions. For the keynote speaker, since we have a tight schedule on the course of the conference, I will directly interrupt and ask you to conclude your thoughts if there is only 3 minutes left. For the first keynote, we have Dr. Zulhamzah Imran. I would like to ask Dr. Zulhamzah to come on stage with me. Maybe the committee should prepare the slides, yeah? So I will read the brief introduction to Dr. Zulhamzah Imran. Dr. Zulhamzah Imran earned his PhD degree in Biosphere Science from Hiroshima University, Japan, and is currently teaching in IPB University. He served as the Center Director for the Southeast Asian Regional Center for Tropical Biology, or SEMIOTROP, and a member of SEMIO, Southeast Asian Minister of Education Organization. He also served as a Southeast Asian Reviewer for Zoning Plan of Coastal, Marine, and Small Island. Dr. Zulhamzah is a strong advocate for coastal planning and management and environmental strategic assessment. He is also the coordinator and expert in aquatic invasive alien species in the development of project document for the SMIAS project in Indonesia, strengthening capacity for prevention, control and management of invasive alien species project. His most toward environmental conservation. His most recent scientific publications are Community Knowledge, Attitudes and Practices Toward Environmental Conservation, Assessing Influencing Factor in Johor Bay, Lombok, Indonesia, and Coastal Vulnerability Index, Aftermath Tsunami in Palu Bay. In addition, he is recently honored with the Setia Lencana for 20 years of service for his contribution to education in Indonesia, awarded by the President of the Republic of Indonesia. Welcome, Dr. Zulham. So we will have about 35 minutes of presentations in panel. Then we will have a second keynote speaker. Then we will have the Q&A. So please the slide, and then I will just allow Dr. Zulham to present.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Haikal.
Yeah.
He is really young, I think. The young generation for Aceh in the future follow Professor Moklisin of Isin. Yeah. So before, Prof. Isin mentioned there is no senior to get him, but no, Haikal, you have the senior to get you to be academic leader in the future. Yeah. Oh, I think, Iqbal? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Excellencies, President Syah Kuala University, yeah, represented by Vice Rector, Vice President for Planning and Collaboration, yeah, Dr. Taufik, yeah, the Honorable Dean of Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Science, Professor Moklisin ZA, distinguished Chairman, Organizing Committee and Steering Committee, yeah, Dr. Rian. I think he is so young also, yeah, and can lead well for this international conference with the term strengthening research, innovation, collaboration toward blue transformation. Please give big applause to Dr. Rian. Yeah, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in offline platform, also online platform, I can see is so many participants join in the online platform. Yeah, more than 100 participants. Yeah, researchers, academicians, students. But in this room, Dayan Dawood AAC, we can see is a lot of the students with the colorful alma mater jacket. Alma mater jacket of the Syah Kuala University is really attract me. Yeah. First of all, I would like to express my pleasure to be here, because maybe 15 years ago, I will be here with the Reconstruction and Rehabilitation Agency with Professor Ichin. We are together, yeah, to rebuild, yeah, Aceh better than before the tsunami. Yeah. But now I stand here as a Achenese people also, because I was born in the Lok Sumawe, but now I am a lecturer in the IPB University, and I have a duty in the Simeo Biotrop for tropical biology. Yeah. So today, allow me to convey my presentation with the end title, Coastal Biodiversity Enrichment for Protecting the Blue Carbon Toward the Future of the Fish. Yeah. Yeah, I know that this title has relation with the theme, yeah, especially with the blue. Yeah, yeah. We are going to discuss about the blue. What is the blue? The first one we will have about the blue economy, of course. Yeah. And the second one, now increasing issue about the blue carbon. But both of the paradigm, we need to integrate to how to manage our fisheries management. Yeah, we discuss about the sustainable fisheries management is the always every day, but we have never discussed about how to save our fish in the futures for the next generation. This is our responsibility. This is our task. This is our duty. Yeah? How in the future we still need to eat food that come from fish. Yeah. We know that the Aceh province is one province is really high contribute to the food or fish production in Indonesia. But we know that the fish from Aceh is really high fresh. Is it right, Professor Mukhlisin? Yeah, we know that we produce ikan tongkol, or in bahasa Aceh we call it engkut sure. Yeah, we know that Aceh also produce ikan tuna fish, especially yellowfish tuna. Yeah, now we export that tuna fish to Japan country, overseas. But here we just eat ikan kayu, engkut ke mama. Yeah, I know that you know it very well about the ikan kayu in Aceh. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, please next, please. Yeah. So the Indonesia is the world's largest archipelagic nation, which comprise with 700,000 island. Yeah, including we know that we have the small island. Yeah, in the frontier one, we have Sabang Island that really high potential to develop capture fisheries and also offshore culture. Yeah, is it great, Prof. Musin? I can listen that maybe 3 years ago we have one offshore culture that developed by the Marine Affairs, Ministry of Marine Affairs and the Fisheries. Yeah, in Sabang Bay. Yeah, in Sabang Bay, at least 3 offshore culture that developed in Indonesia, one in Sabang, second one in the Pangandaran, and the last one in the Center Java. Yeah, Center Java, I mean in Pantura, yeah, in the north part of the Java. Yeah, yeah. Yang Aceh also has, we know that we have 19,000 kilometers long of the coastal land and the heart of the Coral Triangle. Not only in the North Sulawesi we have the Coral Triangle. Not only in the Raja Island, we know that in Aceh also has the Pulau Banyak has the coral reefs. I mean the coral reef. I know that coral reef is can be one of the potential of the blue carbon. We agree that the seagrass and mangrove ecosystem has high contribution of the blue carbon because the mangrove ecosystem can be twice contribute in biomass and substrate of can be sequestration or storage of the carbon dioxide. Aceh, I think, is still has of the mangrove and the seagrass. In main island and also in the small islands. In addition, it's also called mega center of the marine biodiversity of coral reef. I think the students know how many species of the coral reefs and how many species of the ornamental of coral reef. And we have now at least 13 species of the seagrass. In the last rediscovery species of the seagrass is I had conducted or carry out the research, and then finally we rediscovery Holodile major. I think the student can search my publication in the Q1 index by Scopus. So why? Fish biodiversity. We have fish target production. Can be eaten by the people for the protein. We can also have the ornamental fish, many as indicator species in the coral reef. So we have to protect that biodiversity. If we agree, and then let we go to the sea. Let we stop. We throw away our plastic waste because can be impacted to the not only for the fish but also for our body. We know that it is interesting how to reduce the pollutant from the main island go to the sea. To go to the sea. Next slide, please. So the ocean and coastal ecosystem support life on Earth and many aspects of human continent well-being. Due to the IPCC report 2022. So every continent has different relative dependencies on coastal and marine on the coastal protection. You can see here, and then nutritional dependency due to the ecosystem services for provision, especially for food. We know that the fish is really high nutrition. And then we can say that we still dependent on the economic dependency on the coastal and marine, also ocean. Yeah, we know that in Aceh province we have at least the fish port ocean level, yeah, that we call Pelabuhan Perikanan Lampulo International Samudra, yeah. Then the Indonesian government has already delivered the authority for the provincial level to manage that fishing port. I do hope that fishing port will be one international fishing port around the world in the future, yeah. Because we have Syekh Kuala University, yeah, Pak Muhammad Dar, yeah. I believe, yeah, Syekh Kuala University can be a partner for the local government or provincial level government, yeah. And then also, overall dependencies, yeah, can be impacted how to increase, yeah, our resiliency in the coastal and marine area. Yeah, we know that the Asia is high RHD in particularly concerned on the nutritional dependency due to these features, yeah. RHD of Indonesia is really dependent on the coastal and marine ecosystem, especially fisheries sector. But now, how to see that fisheries sector, not only we explore fish, but how to use the ecosystem services to be the economic driven by using of the ecotourism. This is one concept not really famous around the world, yeah. But I will try to promote others concept, yeah. Next, please. Yeah. But the big question is, yeah, the future of fish is in danger. We know that. So a certain species already gone. Yeah. A turtle maybe will be a danger. Yeah, we know that already record in the IUCN and CITES. Yeah, and we can see other species in the coastal area also gone. The commercial shrimp in Aceh, yeah, we know that that we call black tiger already shipped with Panama. Yeah, me and Prof. Muklisin in 2027, we try to prohibit to entering of the Faname into Aceh, because we know that the Faname will be dangerous in the future because the disease, yeah, because of the virus, yeah, because of the waste spot. So now maybe appear about the disease and pest, yeah. I think Prof. Muklisin already agree with me at the time, but now you can see that in the north, in the east part of the Aceh in 1919 already collapsed, yeah, but that the Brackish water synchrone, and then we move now to the west coast of the Aceh. But be careful, if there is no is the protection for the coastal area, only at least the time life cycle of the brackish water synchrone in the west part only 5 years maybe. Yeah, we know that if we have only 2 hectares, yeah, 2 hectares of the brackish water synchrone using the Faname as our cultivated, yeah, only 3 years we can get the benefit more. We can get benefit, and then we can get the return of the investment. Yeah, so until 5 years we increase the production, but finally after the 5 years we will be decline of the production, and then the coastal area will be contribute to the pollutant in the brackish water ponds. Yeah. Okay. So FAO reported that the fish production has changed from capture fisheries to the culture fisheries. Yeah, we know that due to the FAO report, capture fisheries decline. But now, how to supply fish, how to feed people by fish? Now we use the aquaculture, yeah, and then mariculture. Yeah, yeah. I think Syekh Kuala University has a potential to develop the aquaculture and the mariculture. Just select with this community can be developed in Aceh. We can produce the male fish, yeah, male fish. Yeah, we know that bandeng is really famous in Aceh, yeah, can be direct. Yeah, we can use that male fish to be the one popular culinary, asam keung. Yeah, I think everybody know about the asam keung, right? It's really delicious culinary in Aceh. Yeah, we can promote this one of the national culinary like rendang. Yeah. Next, please. Yeah. By 2025, the worldwide demand for the fish will be 14 to 16 million ton annually to maintain for capital consumption at the current levels. Yeah. Yeah, we know our consumption per capita increase year by year, but what is to get the fish a lot in the wildcat? Yeah, because you know the size is coming up small. Yeah, nowadays. Yeah, we can see that many fish become small because of the export a lot. Yeah, we cannot consider with the maximum sustainable yield. We can just exploit only 80% by of the MSY. But we try to increase because we will increase our coastal communities resiliences. Yeah, and also depend on the livelihood is really depend on the fish. Yeah. So the captured fisheries production is like increase in the period, 2015, 2018, and the fish consumption is go up gradually in the same period as we can see in the right figure. However, the state of fish stock in certain fisheries management area has already overfishing, especially in the area in the Aceh province. We can see that the area fisheries management area 571, and then we know that in the north part of the Java, the FMA 572 as well can see in the left figure. Yeah. Okay, let me continue, please. Yeah. So we know that the coastal and marine area has faced several barriers and challenges. Yeah. Climate change, increasing issue around the world nowadays. But I have no idea what happened after 2050 in the Aceh province, especially in the capital of the Aceh province in Banda Aceh. But I think our king before, maybe Sultan Iskandar Muda, is really smart, to put Banda Aceh so far from coastal area. Yeah, we can see that after the tsunami, Banda Aceh, of course, will be affected by the tsunami. But we can save the city and then rebuild again. Yeah, because located far from the coastal area. Yeah, and now that for overfishing also coastal development pollution. This is one thing, anthropogenic factor, and then disaster. We know that we are located in the ring of the fire, volcanoes fire, and then earthquake, tsunami. Yeah, we have experiences in Aceh. The highest tsunami around the world, 9.7 scala Richter of the earthquake, and then continue with the tsunami wave around maybe until the highest is 30, right? In Loknga area, tsunami brought me back to Aceh at the time 2025 to 2029, just for a while, and then coastal and marine area is before, please. Previous slide. Okay, still this one, okay. Coastal and marine area is also face geographic and dynamic change. We know that, because of our fear for the wave, and then finally after the tsunami, we build a breakwater along our shoreline area. I can imagine how much money can be delivered at the time, from Ichin, But now, where is the breakwater? Loose, because of coastal is really dynamic area. Some area maybe can be happen for the abrasion, and some area can be happen for abrasion due to the oceanographical and the dynamic of the coastal coastal land, yeah. Yeah, and then coastal and marine area also, okay, and then low growth and productivity, environmental degradation, yeah, including the coastal the coral reef, mangrove, seagrass degradation, and then inefficiency, extension services, and lack of data. So, due to the Act number 32, 2009, yeah, we know that we have to provide one report that we call the carrying capacity, but there is no in situ, I mean in the directly survey to the coastal and marine area. How come to can build the carrying capacity information? Yeah, because it's baseline data. Yeah, and then yeah, we will continue with we can not only use the imaginary satellite data. At least, yeah, I recommended that I can use the total suspended slip, yeah, current, wind, and then sea surface temperature. And the one thing, yeah, we can get also about the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is represented by the phytoplankton. Yeah, we know that some algorithm can use to analyze about the nutrient, including the nitrate and nitrite, yeah, and also ammoniac, yeah, yeah, that we can use, yeah, because that parameter can be influence productivity in coastal area fisheries and also the marine fisheries, because they contribute about the nutrient come from the mountain to the ocean, yeah, 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 and then but the coastal and marine still has natural capital potency, especially fish, yeah. Everything that live in the water we call fish, including seaweed, yeah, including crustacean, mollusks, and others. Mammal, yeah, we have mammal, yeah, yeah, we call fish. Due to our Act number 31, I think, yeah, number 2004 or number 45, 2009, yeah, I think, yeah, yeah, and it is need sustainable fisheries management and strengthening regulation to manage fisheries management area. Yeah, we know that nowadays we have at least 11 fisheries management area. Aceh at least has 2 area in the Hindia Ocean and Malacca Strait area. Next, please. Yeah. The two main factors affecting natural resources come from natural and anthropogenic factors, which massively exerts direct pressure, having significant impact on declining biodiversity from mountain to the ocean. One thing I just want to remind, that without tree, we cannot get fish. So without tree, we cannot eat any more fish, because really close connectivity and correlation between tree and fish. Do you agree, Prof. Christian? Because tree can produce nutrient, right? Nutrient is really needed by phytoplankton. The small thing, microorganism, can provide anything to the fish. Yeah, finally, fish we can eat. Okay. Yeah, we know that the extreme weather, land fire, natural disaster, climate change, and dominance natural factor that have direct impact. Since 1980, yeah, we know that shifting from the agriculture era to the industrial era, sea level rise increased by 8 to 9 inch. Yeah. Ocean head increased by 0.5 to 0.7 watt per square meter in 1993 to 2020. This condition is real impact of the climate change. Yeah. To briefly explain that the shape, protect, and conservation coastal ecosystem in its biodiversity are need to develop as a result some strategic issues on coastal and marine management. Yeah. Yeah, we know that now the increasing the area of the conservation that we call marine protected area in Indonesia is one commitment of the government of Indonesia. I can see also in the Aceh province government. Yeah. Next, please. Yeah, this one only just show to us global warming level interim of the temperature is recommended not more than 1.5 degrees Celsius around the world due to COP of Party 2021 as a Paris Agreement. And Indonesia already adopted this agreement. Yeah. So GWLs are defined relative to 80, 50 to 90, but impact at the GWL are typically assessed in the association with the warming relative to the modern period. Yeah. Yeah. So this one, why nowadays we try to integrate low emission development strategy. Yeah, and then we try to adopt the sustainable sustainable development goal, especially SDGs number 13. Yeah. Okay, next please. Yeah. As well, note that different interaction can decrease or increase climate-related risks. Yeah. IPCC report in 2022 that key example include interaction among sector, and then through time across region, and then between the impact and response. Yeah. The specific interaction indicate within each panel of the figure are illustrative, not comprehensive or indicative or relative important source. Yeah. Next, please. Yeah. IPCC also mentioned that biological response to the sequel not ancient rapid warming, even hyperthermal over the last 300 million years. Yeah, we can see here, IPCC already record. And then the impact and risk of the global warming can be categorized into major, minor, and non to biotic change in range, reef crisis, extension, change in the vegetation, and range shift as we can see in this figure. The one thing is really interesting about the invasive and alien species can be also compared with the original species, not only in the terrestrial area or the aquatic water, but also in the coastal area. I think the Valley very well know about what kind of the species to be invasive species in the coral reef, right? Including its ornamental fish, yeah. But there is no information a lot about this information, yeah, about data information about the EAS. Next, please. Yeah. Yeah. This figure describes an illustration of the vulnerability ocean and the coastal group system. Yeah, we agree that coastal area is really high vulnerability, yeah, and low resiliency. So we need to manage, yeah. So the climate-induced hazard they experiences and anticipate outcome for human system, global warming can be impacted on the coastal and marine ecosystem, such as ocean acidification, yeah, can be decreasing of the pH, yeah. Yeah, we know that the pH not normally should be 6 to 7, yeah. Ocean warming, yeah. Every 1 degree can be impacted to the coral bleaching. Yeah. So for the woman, if you want to make your face to be wet, cannot be use the lotion, but just sunbed. Yeah, sunbed because will be face your face. And then sea level rise increasing, yeah, year by year, and deoxygenation. Yeah, we know that we need at least 4 ppm for the oxygen, yeah, dissolved oxygen for the fish, yeah, to live fish. So, okay, next please, yeah. So now we have to define the strategy and action. Next please. Yeah, I suggest that I need to take action through several strategy plan as follow. Okay, strategy number 1, collaborative management of the conservation of living natural resources, marine and their ecosystem. And then the second one, strengthening the marine national park area and harmonizing the zoning system and marine spatial plan, yeah, including how to integrate the SIA or strategic environmental assessment. And then we have development of the monitoring system for evaluation and balance of living natural resources, marine and their ecosystem, and continue with the restoration of the quality of living natural resources, marine and ecosystem, and then development of the marine tourism object and attraction on residential island, and development of the community tourism industry business. This is one recommendation strategy. Finally, community empowerment by starting with their potential and carrying capacity of natural resources and environmental friendly science and technology. Yeah, next please. Yeah. So we know that Indonesia has the committed to blue economy strategy. Yeah. One of the commitment is establishment of Indonesia MPE Vision 2030 to reach scoring 32.5 million hectare or 10% of the total marine area by 2030 in safe coastal ecosystem and their biodiversity. Yeah, and the commitment has in line with the Aichi target due to the biodiversity saving. Yeah. And then SDGs number 14, especially left underwater. In one hand, MF also in 2021 reported that there are 28 million MPE. In another hand, Indonesia has also issued and imply a policy of marine capture fisheries reform that is called measure of the capture fisheries system. Yeah, this policy has proposed regulatory reform intended to promote sustainable harvest, effective management, and enforcement national marine fisheries resources through in a fisheries management area. Next please. Yeah, we know that we have the modality, coral reef, seagrass, and mangrove, but we need to shift from the exploitation to ecosystem services. At least I recommended 3 sectors to be established and maintained in that area. And the first one, the fisheries, including the mariculture. Second one, ecotourism, and the last one, conservation. Yeah. Next, please. Yeah. It is also need to formulate and develop management evaluation conceptual framework. This diagram shows us how to use the modality and coastal ecosystem and its natural resources. Yeah, using the concept of the sustainable management of the coastal ecosystem. Yeah, evaluation system of the utilization of natural resources should be used social ecological system that we call SES. Yeah, and then we know that the government of Indonesia through the Act number 2032 2009 already mandate to use SIA as the instrumental control in the policy planning program preparation, and then we have also EIA, AMDAL in level of the project. The ultimate goal in this concept is ensuring the sustainability of the coastal and the small island development due to sustainable development goal. Next please. Yeah. So we know that the most scholar has already recommended to use the integrated of the coastal zone management in make sure sustainable use of their biodiversity for human well-being. Yeah. This concept suggests that coastal management should consider to integrate among sector, government level, land-sea interaction, and science in one hand. On the other hand, this approach also recommended to integrate local communities acknowledgement, and then law enforcement, good institutional design, consistent planning, consistent budgeting, and the centralization of the management. The most interesting in this concept is how to engage collaborative and partnership approach to manage of the coastal and marine biodiversity. Next, please. Yeah, this one that we call Icfaes tourism concept. Yeah, the collaborative integration should be considered to pentahelix system. Yeah, we agree that. Yeah, example, I suggest to apply the Icfaes tourism concept in Seribu Island that I presented before in the national seminar. Yeah, and then this diagram can see here one hand about the interesting of put collaborative network and the partnership linkages into the together in one system. Yeah, We know that what is the partnership networking, and then we have also the collaborative partnership linkages and collaborative networking. It should be work together, yeah, in this concept, yeah. Yeah, of course, we need to engage the university, we need to engage the private sector, NGOs, yeah, local government, yeah, we have here local wisdom, yeah, indigenous institutions like Panglima Laut Law, we need to engage together. No, Icfaes, next please, yeah. This one I just propose this concept, Icfaes ecotourism, consists of the fisheries, ecotourism, and education based on the conservation system management. Yeah, we know that the conservation can contribute the spillover of the fish, yeah. We know that the larvae can be contributed by the conservation area. Due to the last research in the FMA 714 and 715, they conclude that the larva can contribute to others FMA 718, 717 in Papua. Yeah. The fisheries sector will direct to recreation fishing. Yeah, agree. I think this one. Capture fisheries and marine culture. While education can be targeted to the science citizen, zero waste, youth generation, and eco-friendly. And conservation should be integrate genetic, species, ecosystem management to achieve, yeah, protecting habitat and ecosystem, endangered species, maintaining fish biodiversity, and ecosystem equilibrium. Next please, yeah. So, yeah, I have some experience how to enrich coastal biodiversity and blue carbon sequestration, including the blue economy development due to my research. Yeah, next please. This, okay, okay. I think it's different PPT. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, I have national movement to rehabilitate of the mangrove and the rare tree in the Java main island, including in the IPB University, can be Siah Kuala University can plant rare tree and then go to the coastal and rehabilitate of the mangrove ecosystem. Yeah. Okay. Next. Okay. This one. I have also about how to integrate low emission development strategy into coastal zone management. Yeah. This one. I think here carbon sequestration in the rehabilitation mangrove. Next please. Next please. This one is a method of the how to take a sample in the seagrass area to calculate about the carbon storage and carbon sequestration. Next please. Now, this one we found that at the time only 6 species in the Gili Air small island, and then the Sekotong Beach, also in the Icfaes Bay. Yeah. Next please. Yeah. Yeah. We can see here that the determinant substrate is the sand and clay. Yeah, in the seagrass area. But now in the Pramuka Island, government or maybe NGO replanting the mangrove in the reef flat area. It's very dangerous for the changes of the population and communities in the seagrass ecosystem and also coral reef. Yeah, please prohibit this one. This one, another finding, I think, yeah, we can see that in the seagrass area coefficient less than the Howard coefficient. So we cannot use Howard anymore. But we need to do together research to find coefficient in the mangrove of the in terms of the coefficient of the carbon. Yeah. Finally, we can calculate easily if we know that how many area in each area in Indonesia. Yeah. But we need to use our own coefficient, not Howard coefficient anymore. Yeah. And then okay. Next please. Yeah. This one. Next please. Next please. Okay. And the second one, this is my experiences about the product research, carry on research. Please next. Yeah, this is the framework, I think, how to build about how to integrate the local economic development to the low emission development strategy in terms of the coastal integrated management. Next please. Yeah, this is also a framework. Yeah, next please. Yeah, next please. Yeah. This is really interesting one. I think, yeah. We know that I have tried to develop to change. Yeah. This one is bagan, stationary bagan that used like to catch a fish. Yeah, for supporting fishing gear. Yeah. So I try here. We change from the generator that use the wool foil energy to be a solar cell energy. I think this one can apply in the Krung Raya Bay. Yeah, there are many lift net board, and also in the part of the West Aceh. Yeah, also has but mobile lift net boat. Yeah, mobile lift net boat. This one might develop in the Teluk Jor Bay in Lombok. Yeah. Okay, next please. Yeah. This one also one system about the vulnerability index that develop can measure before the disaster and aftermath disaster. Yeah, of course we believe that the vulnerability will be increased after the disaster. Yeah, I carry out this research in also in the Palu after the tsunami. Yeah, next please. This one. The most interesting also how to develop the carrying capacity, use the imaginary data. We can see that every season can be different about the carrying capacity. Yeah, which area fish still had the high abundance and which area is moderate abundant of fish, and then which area is really slow abundant of the fish. Yeah, next please. Yeah. This one, west session and the east session, and finally composite one. We can see in the composite one which area the fish is already high abundant due to the carrying capacity or due to the maximal of sustainable yield. We use the spatial approach here. Yeah, I can share maybe later. Yeah. So we will come with the conclusion. I think there. The conclusion that one is marine protected area still lack resources and funding, yeah, ineffective improvement the strategic is needed, of course, and then improvement management effectiveness at the multiple level, high to the low level, yeah, and then the improved monitoring and enforcement of the implementing regulation. Yeah, we know that not really easy to get the 28 billion hectare area for the marine protected area, but how to manage that MPAs? This is the big question in the pictures. Yeah. Yeah. Finally, I can conclude that integration global climate change should be connecting and integrated a key concept of adaptation and mitigation on climate change and sustainable development plan to protect the future of the fish. Yeah, the future of the fish. This is very interesting. Yeah. Once again, I just want to say, no tree, no fish, no life. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah, very interesting talks by Dr. Zulhamzah Imran. Maybe I can conclude some of it. Yeah, we see that the barrier and challenges came from the pressure, climate change, overfishing, coastal development, and there is a material challenges as well, geographic and biodynamics change, a barrier in effective management, regulation in geopolitics, and potency for sustainable production, coastal marine protection. As the conclusion and on the talk is most of it discuss about the marine protected area and catch fishing and overlapping. So now I know you guys have questions already, but you need to wait. We will have question and answer sessions after the second keynote speaker. So I want to say hello for our second keynote speaker on Zoom, Professor Alex. Are you already there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you clearly, yes. Welcome, Professor Alex Chong. So while the committee will, you want to share your screen or the committee will share it for you?
I can share my screen, so let me try.
Okay, you can try to share your screen. Before that, I would like to introduce briefly Professor Alex Sander Chong Su Chien, PhD. He earned his PhD in 2001 in the aquaculture nutrition topics at University Science Malaysia. He has obtained his full professor In 2012, School of Biological Sciences, University Science Malaysia. He has a number of very important roles, such as a director of Center for Chemical Biology, University Science Malaysia, start from 2013. And at 2021 until present, he is a broad member of Center of Archaeological Research, University Science Malaysia. He also has visiting academic positions. In 2013, visiting scholar Institute for Marine and Antarctic Studies, University of Tasmania. Very interesting. And I know most of you already know how a lot of his publications. He published a lot of paper in the comparative biochemistry and physiology, microbial ecology, aquaculture nutrition, and so on. So Professor Alex, could you share your screen?
Okay, let me try.
Yeah. Can go to full screen? Yes.
Are you able to see the full screen?
That one is not full screen. That is.
All right. Let me change again.
Okay. That's a
right,
presenter view.
All right. Is that okay?
Yes. This one. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So, Professor Alex's presentation title for today's talk is Strategies to Improve the Quality of Freshwater Farm Fish, the polyunsaturated fatty acids. About 35 minutes of presentations. I will remind you if the 3 minutes left, so the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. So before I start, I would like to thank my good friend, Professor Mukhlisin, for giving me this invitation. We did our PhD, I think, more than 20 years ago at University Science Malaysia. And even back then, I could see that he is different, very hardworking, very focused. And today I'm so happy to see that he has a huge responsibility becoming the dean of important institution in your university, and I wish him all the best. I also like to thank the committee members for inviting me, but I would also like to extend my apologies for not being there in Aceh. I have too many teaching duties. We have now entered into the endemic phase, and all the students are coming back to the campus. So it is important for the professors to be there. So I just finished my lecture this morning. So I hope in the near future I can be there and visit your beautiful city. So this morning I will be giving an overview of my research, and I would like to package it so that you will have an understanding on why freshwater aquaculture is important. But my focus is more on the quality of the freshwater aquaculture, and I will be looking at lipids, important group of lipids known as the polyunsaturated fatty acids. So I will divide my presentation into 4 parts. I will share with you the importance of freshwater aquaculture in terms of quantity, which I believe many of you would be familiar with this. But I would then like to highlight that besides quantity, the quality of fish that we produce from freshwater aquaculture is also important. And I will link it to the long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acids, a very important group of nutrients. And then I will highlight what are the issues that we face when we try to produce freshwater aquaculture fish in terms of the quality of the LC PUFA. And then I will end the presentation by sharing with you some of the research strategies. I will also introduce some of my research where we try to mitigate or try to overcome this issue of LC PUFA in freshwater fish. So this is the latest figure by FAO, and you will notice that in 2020, the world produced about 87.5 million tons of aquaculture products, excluding algae. And this is already close to 50% of the total aquatic animals being produced if you compare aquaculture and fisheries. And if you look at the contribution by the freshwater aquaculture fish sector, it is huge. It is almost close to 50 million tons. It is way higher than production from the diadromus or the marine or the crustacean or the mollusk. So freshwater aquaculture is important in terms of quantity. And if you look at different regions, freshwater aquaculture is the dark pink color, or we call it inland aquaculture. You look at countries such as China and many parts of Asia, including Indonesia, freshwater or inland aquaculture has always been important, and they are growing. And even in areas such as Africa, freshwater or inland aquaculture is growing. So this shows you the importance of freshwater aquaculture in terms of quantity. Now, if you look at inland aquaculture or freshwater aquaculture of finfish, Indonesia is world number 3 in terms of volume of production. And besides Indonesia, there are many countries such as Vietnam, Bangladesh. These are highly populated countries, and they rely a lot on inland or freshwater aquaculture. So the take-home message, the first take-home message for my presentation is this: freshwater aquaculture is important because the production volume is massive and it is growing. And the other importance of freshwater aquaculture is that it is an important source of protein for low and middle income consumers. And if you are interested in this topic, there's a very nice paper published in Nature this year that argue why aquaculture will depend more on land than sea. So inland aquaculture will be important as a source of food or protein for the middle and also low income consumers. There's a very simple and easy to digest review on this topic. You just go to the fish site. This is a very common newsletter on aquaculture and fisheries, and there the article summarizes this paper in Nature, why freshwater aquaculture is the key to global seafood security. But we cannot just look at quantity. We know that freshwater aquaculture is important because of the volume. But what about the quality of freshwater aquaculture? What about the quality of the fish that we consume from the freshwater farm? And there are two interesting studies that I'd like to highlight. There are more, but these two is quite strong in their statement. If you look at a paper published on Peruvian, people living in Peruvian Amazon jungle. So what happened is there was a shift from inland fisheries to aquaculture in terms of nutrition. So you could see that people are consuming more and more fish from farms rather than fish from fisheries. And the authors argue that when that happens, the human population they are now eating less amount of iron and also less amount of fatty acids. So yes, they are still eating fish. The volume or the quantity is there. But as they eat more fish from the farm instead of from the inland fisheries, the authors are arguing that they are taking in less amount of iron and less amount of fatty acids. So there is a compromise in terms of quality. And there's another study on the population in Bangladesh. So what happened in Bangladesh is that people are also going through a shift. They are eating more farm fish than fishes that they capture from fisheries. And what happened is the authors also argued that they are now eating less micronutrients, all the vitamins and all the important minerals. Why? Because it seems that freshwater aquaculture does not produce the same quality of fish when you compare it to fishes from the fisheries industry. So this is a very important question. Not only we want to produce more fish, more freshwater aquaculture fish for food security, but it is also our responsibility, those of us who do research or are involved in aquaculture industry, to ensure that the quality of the freshwater fish is also sufficient. It's also good for the human consumers, because as I've said, a lot of the middle and poor income people depend on freshwater fish. So the importance of maintaining good quality omega-3 fatty acids in freshwater fishes from the aquaculture sector. So if you take biochemistry, you will remember that fatty acids are actually long chain carbon with a methyl end and also a carboxyl molecule at the other end. And among the fatty acids, you have the unsaturated fatty acids. And the unsaturated fatty acids are fatty acids with double bond, different number of double bond, different location of double bond. But among all the unsaturated fatty acids, the most important ones are the EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and also DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These two fatty acids, or we call them the long chain polyunsaturated fatty acids, are the most important ones because they are important for human health and also well-being. So I will call them as EPA and DHA from this point of the presentation. So why is EPA and DHA important? Heart disease, all right? It has been well proven that human population that consume a lot of fish, so they're actually consuming a lot of EPA and DHA, especially if it is marine fishes, like what you have with the traditional Japanese people, or even the indigenous people at Greenland, in the continent of Greenland. As they consume a lot of fishes, their risk of heart disease is much lower. So we know EPA and DHA is important for coronary heart disease, to reduce the chances of having coronary heart disease. Fatty acids are also important as an anti-inflammatory agent. It is also important for mental well-being. In fact, with the recent pandemic, there's a lot of questions whether our mental health is strong enough. And it is proven that EPA and DHA consumption does affect the mental well-being of a person. It is also important for immunity, the development of infants, and many other benefits. In fact, there is quite a famous study arguing that as we take in more EPA and DHA, it also helps to evolve the human brain. So, this is the importance of EPA and DHA. And there are lots of studies on the internet arguing whether we are eating enough EPA and DHA. There is a paper in progress in lipid research about 6 years ago, and they did a survey on the level of EPA and DHA in the blood of healthy adults. And they showed that some areas in the world, they have very low level of EPA, DHA. So it seems that there is a lack of EPA, DHA consumption in some parts of the world. All right, you will see, for example, Australia did a survey on their population, and the conclusion at that time was that Australians are not eating enough EPA, DHA in their diet. So not only EPA and DHA is important, but there is also a concern whether human population is eating enough EPA, DHA. So where do we get our EPA, DHA? Where do they come from? And again, this is a very important topic. Those of you who are in food science, you will be familiar with this article. The world is always asking, will there be enough EPA and DHA to support human population, to support the well-being of human consumers? So where do we get our EPA and DHA from? Now, to explain this, I borrowed this nice diagram from a paper by Twinning, If you look at primary producers, all right, plants, plankton, you will see that EPA and DHA, the main producers come from the marine primary producers. So the phytoplankton, the marine phytoplankton, and also the marine seaweed, and also the marine bacteria. These are the producers of EPA and also DHA. Next are the freshwater primary producers, freshwater phytoplankton, freshwater weed. These are the important producers of EPA, DHA. Now, if you compare with terrestrial producers, terrestrial plants, the amount of EPA, DHA produced by terrestrial plants are very low. In fact, for DHA, it is almost negligible. So in the ecosystems around the world, it is the marine ecosystem and then the freshwater ecosystem that is producing the EPA and DHA. So because of that, if you look at the consumers, the animals living in all these three different ecosystems, you will see that fishes or even crustaceans or even zooplankton in the marine and terrestrial ecosystem are the main source of EPA, DHA. So not only EPA and DHA is important for our health and also well-being, not only there's a concern where are we going to get our EPA and DHA from to support the growing human population, but we now also learn that EPA and DHA almost exclusively comes from the aquatic ecosystem. So there are many papers on this if you are interested. So for example, this nice review by some Russian scientists calculated how much of EPA and DHA is produced by the aquatic ecosystem and how they are transferred to human and also animal living in land. So to human fisheries, to water birds, to aquatic insects. These are also source of the transfer of EPA and DHA. But we actually have a crisis. Because of global warming, it seems that the ocean is producing less amount of DHA. And the reason why is because as the ocean temperature goes up, the bacteria and also phytoplankton somehow will physiologically adapt by producing less amount of DHA. So there are some scientists, they are already arguing as the climate change become worse, we may have less amount of DHA produced by the ocean. So we need to see in a few decades whether this will affect the amount of DHA in fishes and also other aquatic consumers. This was published in Science recently, and they showed that there is a relationship between temperature and production of unsaturated fatty acids. As temperature goes up, the plankton will produce less amount of unsaturated fatty acids. So it is almost certain that the production of EPA and DHA will be affected by climate change. So if you remember what I've been saying for the past 5 minutes, we need EPA, DHA. We rely almost exclusively on the aquatic ecosystem for EPA and DHA, but we are a growing human population, and at the same time, the aquatic ecosystem might not be able to support the amount of EPA, DHA that human population requires. So these are all important questions that we need to address. Well, what about aquaculture? So you will now know that, okay, we have been relying on fisheries for EPA, DHA. So if we are to rely on aquaculture as our source of aquatic food, shouldn't aquaculture also supply the same amount of EPA, DHA? That is the important question that we ask. So this is the second part of my presentation. So can terrestrial beings, you and me, we have been relying on EPA, DHA from fisheries. As we shift our nutrition pattern to consuming more fish from aquaculture, especially freshwater aquaculture for my presentation. Can aquaculture still produce the same amount of EPA DHA? That is the question that we wish to address now. The answer is not so positive in some surveys. Now, there was a study done on Atlantic salmon in Scotland. So Atlantic salmon is a very important species in aquaculture. And when they were looking at the amount of EPA and DHA in Atlantic salmon from farms over a period of 10 years, they showed that the level of EPA and DHA is decreasing. So if you look at this graph, it is at the bottom. So salmon coming from farms, they are having less amount of EPA and DHA in their fillet. And the authors showed that in order to have the same amount of EPA DHA, you need to eat almost twice the amount of salmon. So this is a very important study showing that if we are to rely on aquaculture products for EPA DHA, how is the content of EPA DHA in the fillet? And this survey shows that it seems to be decreasing, at least for this species in this particular region. So you need to eat more salmon in order to get more EPA DHA, or the same amount of EPA DHA that you will get 10 years ago. That is what this survey is showing. What about freshwater fish? Now, there are a lot of studies on tilapia because it is considered as the example of freshwater aquaculture. And there is already question because they are saying farm tilapia that comes from aquaculture, actually has less amount of EPA DHA. And in fact, they have high amount of the omega-6 fatty acid, which is not nutritious to human beings. So again, this paper alone already created a lot of questions. Are farm fishes really a good source of EPA and DHA? All right. Another study also gave the same conclusion. While tilapia has more omega-3 fatty acid, EPA, DHA than farm tilapia. So, can freshwater fish supply EPA and DHA? So from those surveys, it seems that the answer is not very promising. Now, why? It is the same species. We are eating the same size, all right? So why farm fishes tend to have less amount of EPA, DHA as compared to wild fishes? It is the same species, all right? Now, the reason is very simple, and I'm sure many of you will know this. Ever since Rosamund Naylor published this paper more than 20 years ago, and she actually criticized the aquaculture industry. She said the aquaculture industry is supposed to help reduce the pressure on wild fish supply. But the problem is, for many species, they require feed. And at that time, there is a significant amount of fish meal and fish oil in the feed. So Naylor argued 20 years ago, if aquaculture is to help natural fish population, they should reduce the amount of fish meal and fish oil in the feed. So ever since this paper was published, there has been literally thousands of papers trying to address this issue, how to use less fish meal. So in almost every aquaculture species, you will see a huge number of papers saying how we can replace or reduce fish meal by using more plant meal or animal meals, or nowadays people are talking about insect meals. So this is an ongoing effort in aquaculture industry to reduce the amount of fish meal in aquafeed. Same thing goes for fish oil. All right, there have been literally thousands of papers trying to show us that you can replace or reduce fish oil in aquafeed and put in different types of plant oil. So what has happened is this. When you use less fish oil and less fish meal, you tend to get less amount of EPA, DHA in farm fishes. So that is why farm fishes tend to have lower amount of EPA DHA because of the feed that they consume. So I will move to the third part of my presentation. So this is the challenge that we face. We want to rely more on aquaculture as a source of protein, but we also want the product from aquaculture to be a quality source of lipid. But because of the way we do aquaculture, we want to reduce the amount of fish meal and fish oil in the feed. That has compromised the amount of EPA and DHA in aquaculture products. So how do we overcome, or how do we lessen this issue? So that is the challenge that we have, and I will now show you some of the research that has been carried out to try and overcome this issue. Now, in fishes, all right, inside any fish, where will the EPA and DHA come from? There's one possible alternative besides coming from what they eat. So they can have EPA, DHA from their natural diet. So as they consume the zooplankton or the phytoplankton, the EPA and DHA from the zooplankton or phytoplankton will now be deposited in their body. That's one possible avenue. But fishes theoretically can also make their own EPA and DHA. How? If they have the 18 carbon polyunsaturated fatty acid, the linolenic acid, then in theory they can use this pathway where they will elongate and they will desaturate, adding a double bond to the polyunsaturated fatty acid, and then they can convert the 18-chain PUFA into first EPA, and then from the EPA they can make DHA. So in theory, mammals have this capacity, and fishes as vertebrates should also have this capacity. And to do this conversion, this pathway, you need two enzymes, the desaturase and the elongate. So theoretically, teleost fish as vertebrates will have this pathway in their genome. So if they have this pathway, so they can actually synthesize their own EPA, DHA. That was how we understood it 20 years ago when this research first started. So this is the first area of research that we should do, that we should look at if we want to maximize or improve the deposition of EPA and DHA in aquaculture species. We should ask, in all the fish species that we are farming, do they have the ability to make their own EPA and DHA? So that is the first research area. So when this research area was started in year 2000, about 20 over years ago, they look at several marine species, Atlantic cod, cobia, and also some flathead. And very strangely, they found that some of these species, they cannot make their own EPA and DHA because some of the enzymes are not functioning or they are not present in their genome. So it seems that farm marine species, they don't have the ability to make EPA, DHA. They have some of the desaturase enzyme, they have some of the elongates, but at the same time, some of the other elongates or the other desaturase are not functioning. So it seems that marine species cannot synthesize EPA, DHA. All right, and this has been now proven in Asian seabass and also several other carnivorous marine species, even groupers, proven not to be able to make their own EPA, DHA. When they did the research on some freshwater species, African catfish, clarias, and also tilapia, zebrafish, and also Atlantic salmon, which is Diadromos, marine and also freshwater. They found that yes, these species, they have all the enzymes, they have all the desaturase, they have all the elongates, and therefore they can make EPA, DHA. So I started doing research on the carp because carps are important freshwater candidate species. So I was first looking at the Javanese carp, the Babinomus coniotus, and I found that the carp this particular cup species have all the EPA, have all the enzymes needed to make the EPA and DHA. And this is an important cup species because it is important source of protein for poor communities, but at the same time, it has quite good lipid content. And not only has good lipid content, but now my research has showed that it can make its own EPA and DHA. So I published this in 2 papers in aquaculture and also aquaculture nutrition. I also looked at another different carp species found in Malaysia, the Tor species, and this is a species that is known to consume a lot of terrestrial fruits. So all these fruits will drop from the tree and fall into the stream, and they will be consuming this. And these carp species also have good lipid content. And I also showed that this particular carp species actually have all the enzymes needed for them to make the EPA and DHA. So 2 carp species, they have the capacity to make EPA, DHA. So you may be asking now, why is there a difference between freshwater and marine? Why freshwater species seems to have all the enzymes to make EPA, DHA, while some marine species, they don't have the ability. One of the theories is that because the marine species, they live in an environment where EPA and DHA is rich. So if you remember the earlier slide, the primary producers in the marine environment, they produce a lot of EPA, DHA. So the marine fish can actually have their EPA, DHA just from their diet alone. So it is believed that through time, they lost their ability to make their own EPA, DHA because they can still rely on the natural diet. Whereas fish that have migrated to the freshwater environment, now this freshwater environment, they have less EPA, DHA as compared to the marine environment, so they still need to maintain their ability to synthesize EPA, DHA. All right? I also asked a question about snakehead or ikan haruan. This is what we call it in Malaysia. This is a freshwater species with a lot of EPA, DHA, but they are also predators. They eat other fishes. So in theory, they can get their EPA and DHA by natural diet alone. Do they have the ability to synthesize EPA and DHA? Or maybe they have also lost the ability to synthesize EPA, DHA because they can get it from their natural diet. And I showed from 2 papers that even a predator freshwater fish with high level of EPA, DHA in their body, they actually have this pathway. So what is the application? If you are interested, we published a review paper early this year showing all the different species and their capacity to synthesize EPA, DHA. So the first strategy that we can learn is this. We still need fish oil in our aqua feed, but we should keep the fish oil or channel the fish oil to aqua feed of marine species because they need EPA, DHA. They cannot synthesize their own EPA, DHA. Without EPA and DHA, they will not grow well. Their immunity system will be compromised. They will be more vulnerable to disease. So fish oil and maybe fish meal can be channeled to marine aquaculture. But for freshwater aquaculture, since many species actually can synthesize their own EPA, DHA, we can actually use more plant oil. Then they can use the plant oil and convert it into the EPA and DHA that they need. So this is what the aquaculture community can learn from this kind of research. Learning how to use fish oil in a more smart way and more sustainable way. But it still doesn't solve our problem for freshwater fish. Now let me explain. Now when you use a lot of plant oil for freshwater fish diet, at the end of the day, they will still produce very little EPA, DHA as compared to if you use a lot of fish oil. So it seems that yes, you use plant oil to raise freshwater fish and they will convert it to EPA, DHA. But the amount of EPA, DHA produced by freshwater fish still cannot compare with the amount that they will produce if you use fish oil. So at the end of the day, even though freshwater fish is good because they can use plant oil for growth, all right, you can get the same growth rate. But if you're talking about improving the amount of EPA, DHA, there is still a problem. So that is an issue that we need to address. And there is a very interesting study I'd like to highlight that was published this year on common carp. So some scientists from Czechoslovakia, if I'm not mistaken, they were looking at common carp in a pond, semi-intensive pond. Now this common carp was given feed that has no EPA DHA. So what happened is they found that the common carp will use the feed for energy, nitrogen, and omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acid. But at the same time, they are also eating the aquatic insects and also zooplankton in the pond. And it is from this natural feed that they will use to get their EPA and DHA. So what does this tell you? Fish is able to use different source of diet, and they will take EPA and DHA from a certain type of feed and deposit it into their body. And this is very interesting because it agree with what we have been doing. So I did a research where I used a different plant oil. I used ethium oil, which is rich in 18,4-3, one step higher than 18,3-3. And I tested it on ikan haruan, and you can see the green color. The EPA and DHA is higher than just using a normal plant oil. So you see fish are able to channel the important PUFA into their flesh when you give them different types of diet. I will end my presentation shortly. Recently I did a study. So I was asking this simple question. There are a lot of EPA and DHA from marine fish. And in Penang we have a factory that will make canned fish. And when they make canned fish, they produce a lot of waste. And these wastes are still rich in EPA and DHA. So I use this waste to raise the black soldier fly larva. And then I make it into a diet, and then I feed it in tilapia. Now tilapia also have EPA and DHA in their body. So I want to ask, what happens if I supplement by giving them external EPA DHA source from a waste? And I showed that if you use EPA DHA rich feed in tilapia, they will deposit more EPA DHA in their muscle. And this EPA DHA came from a waste industry. So again, we can channel back EPA DHA from waste into the freshwater industry if we know how to link all of them together. We recently did a study on gut microbiota. Although I was not using freshwater fish, I was using mud crab. And I showed that mud crab actually has bacteria in their gut that seems to be able to produce EPA DHA. So maybe this is something that we can look at in the future, microbiota of freshwater fish, and whether we can harness this microbiota to produce EPA DHA. So there are several strategies in improving EPA DHA in freshwater fish. We need to know whether they have the biosynthesis pathway. We can still use fish oil and fish meal, but we need to use them wisely. We can use different feeding strategies to improve their EPA DHA deposition. And in the future, microbiota or even genetics, we can basically select a strain that deposits higher amount of EPA DHA and use that as the strain for the future. So I'd like to end my presentation by giving you a simple take-home message. Freshwater species, aquaculture species, can be a sustainable source of EPA DHA if we culture them correctly. But we need to do more research in order to maximize the deposition of EPA DHA. So I'd like to acknowledge my team and also all the funding agencies. And I'd like to say a big terima kasih to all the organizing committee of this conference for giving me the honor to give this presentation. So thank you very much. I end this session back to you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very interesting talks, Professor Alex. Yeah, if I can conclude some of the important points that we need to have a better quality of the freshwater aquaculture, especially for the higher omega content and fatty acid content for the aquaculture productions. So yeah, we're now in the Q&A sections. So we will ask the audience in the on-site, do we have any questions? You just raise your hand and I will ask the committee to give you the microphone. We have any questions from the audience? Okay, we have one here, two, three. Okay, we got three questions first. Committee, please hand out the microphone to the lady on the front. Please say your name and then who you want the question to be answered. In the front. Hello? That lady. The one who's standing, the front first. At the front. Yeah, okay, got it, yes. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Salsabila Agustina. I'm from Marine Science 2022. I want to ask a question to Mr. Alex and Mr. Zulhamshah. So my question is, in climate-related risks, what part of us as a student play important role, as well as we don't know what the big company and also the government action about it? Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, we will continue with the second questions.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Introduce myself. My name is Kairani. I'm from Department of Fisheries Resource Utilization Faculty of Marine and Fisheries, USK. As per mentioned, we always talk about the healthy marine waters. However, in reality, not only fishers or marine community aware of it, but also our government does not have any regulation to protect it. So my question is, how do we overcome about it? Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me know my name is Kalisa Waina Adani from Aquaculture Study Program Batch 2020. So I want to question.
Could you repeat again? What is your name?
Kalisa Waina Adani.
Kalisa.
I want to give question to Mr. Zulhamshah Imran. So my question is, we know that since the Panama shrimp boom, especially in Aceh, many such coastal area convert to fish pond that indirectly change the environment of our waters. So my question is, how do we manage them in the future in order to have a sustainable coastal water? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, so this is a very good run out for the first sessions on the Q&A. So we have three questions, one from Agustina about climate, how students and how they can play important role to the topics that we discussed today. So please, Dr. Zulham first. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice question, yeah, and really interesting question and very hard to answer. Okay, so number one about the student play role in the, at least in the coastal management and how to protect our biodiversity is really interesting for us, yeah. Yeah, we know that the student now studied in the undergraduate part, yeah, undergraduate part. In the first step, I think, yeah, please study a lot about the characteristic of the coastal and marine ecosystem, and then let me know about the what is the biodiversity association, and then please raise the idea how to carry out research in terms of the your thesis, yeah, or your thesis, yeah, and then I think you can write down your idea in the paper, at least in the newspaper, yeah, to give a contribution how to manage our biodiversity and the coastal ecosystem. I think Yeah, and now many activity can compete with one each other student in Indonesia in the national level and also in the international level. Yeah, and the most interesting how to build, how to establish our idealism. Yeah, and the principle uh, to uh, to contribute our knowledge, yeah, in management of the coastal area. I think is the first question.
Yeah. What about you, Professor Alex? You have any comments on how this student could play important role on this climate change? That you show also climate change has indicated the nutrition deficits.
Yeah, maybe I can answer the question from an aquaculture perspective. Number one, I think a student need to understand that climate change is a very big thing. It is affecting the world, but the world is fragmented. So how it affects America, how it affects China is very different from how it will affect Indonesia. There are some similarities, but there are some differences. So if you are interested in the impact of climate change to Indonesia, for example, so have an idea of the overview, how it will impact the world, but also have an understanding on how it will impact Indonesia. So a simple example I can give is from what I read about aquaculture in Australia. So you know Australia is a big continent. They have the tropical part of Australia and also the temperate part of Australia. So if you read some papers on how climate change will affect aquaculture in Australia, so you can see there's a big difference. For example, in the temperate part of Australia, they are concerned that as the water temperature rise, there will be more parasites. But on the northern part of Australia, they say as the temperature rise, the metabolism of the fish will also change. So again, two different scenarios. And they were even thinking that as the temperature rise, a lot of the species that they can only culture at the lower part of Australia, maybe now you can even culture them further down south. So as I said, understand the whole picture of climate change, but also appreciate and find out what climate change will do in your own region. So talk to international scientists, but listen to regional scientists, people that understand the archipelago of Indonesia, and then you will have a very good overview. So that's my comment. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Alex. So now we move on to the second questions. How for Dr. Zulham? How about to overcome the regulations? You know, Indonesia have a lot of regulations. Some of it is very difficult to implement. Some of it is good to implement. So what is your thought about this?
Yeah, the question should be come to the government.
Should be. Yeah.
But in the term of the researchers, I think we just studied and identified what is the really interesting issue raising now. Yeah, especially we know that now declining of the fish stock, for example, because of the climate change. Yeah. And now the ecosystem of mangrove and seagrass also coral reef degradation. So we need to pay attention how to increase the area of the MPA, for example, in terms of the conservation. Yeah, first one I think. Yeah, and the second one, government should be well prepared how to deliver the authority. Yeah, autonomous system. Yeah, we know that we have the autonomous system from the center government to the provincial level nowadays, but before, yeah, we know that the authorities come to the district level, yeah, but now in the provincial level. And then the most interesting, I think, how the government issued the policy to give high opportunity for the local wisdom and indigenous institution. Like in the Aceh, we have the Panglima Laut Law, for example, because they are really close to the natural resources in the coastal area and marine area, of course, yeah. So we need to educate and increase the literacy about the climate change, about the coastal system management, about the fisheries management area, because yeah, we know that we have the system how to prohibit in number of the like can be used in the leaf net boat, for example, in the Krung Raya, only 25, but a certain bagan, a certain leaf net boat use more than 40 like, yeah. It can be impacted to the exploitation. A lot of the fish or harvesting of the fish. Yeah. So we need, I think, and also we need to educate a student. Yeah. We need to educate a student in terms of the how to give them opportunity to deliver their idea. It is interesting that now we call that the Campus Merdeka and Merdeka Belajar, but just look like just jargon sometime, yeah, jargon. But when the student really criticism and then they blame the student, there is no action, just talk only. But we need to encourage the student, just talk first and then take action later. This is interesting, yeah, because write down can be well prepared, can be well properly after they have the capacity to raise their idea. Yeah, I think that's all I think, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Zulham. You have any comment, Professor Alex, about the regulation? I mean, in your talks, there is not shown any regulation related on the aquaculture part. You have any comment on that?
As an aquaculture scientist, I will always tell people follow the regulation of your country when it comes to farming.
Yeah,
it is important that no compromise, because we cannot just talk about the efficiency of production. We need to talk about the environment.
Yeah,
because
right.
You need to do aquaculture sustainably. So even if the regulation is strict, it's difficult, you need to comply. One example is biosecurity, because a lot of people, they misunderstood the importance of biosecurity and they underestimated the importance of biosecurity, and because of that, you have all the virus problems in the prawn farm. So I would say 100% compliance, no compromise.
No compromise. Yeah, thank you, Professor Alex.
Yeah, Haikal, I think we have a lot of the egg, we have the of regulation, but the problem in terms of the fisheries management and the coastal management, how to make synchronize, one is other regulation number 27, for example, and then number 31 and 44 for the fisheries, and then finally 31 for the marine and ocean, right? But in the other hand, management of the environmental and the forest also has their own regulation. But one is other, there is no synchronized. And the finally we have the number one regulation about Act number 11. Undang-undang Cipta Kerja, how to say, that one also mandate how to integrate, for example, coastal zoning plan into the terrestrial plan, This is the one mandate of the regulation Act number 11, 2020. Synchronous is interesting, I think.
Thank you. Now for the last question on the on-site, before we go to the Zoom participant, there is a Paname bloom in Aceh. How do we manage them? I mean, in terms of the, this is, maybe Professor Alex should answer first about this Paname bloom. We have Paname bloom in production here in Aceh. However, there is some ecological issues related to that. So do you have any comment on how they can have a sustainable management for that issues?
So pandemic bloom, you mean more babies, is it?
I mean that the increasing in production is tremendously.
In human production,
the Paname, the productions.
So we still need to go back to food security, and we need to now further enforce the importance of food security. I think one thing that Malaysia has learned is after the pandemic is that you need to really make sure that food security is strong in the country. So I don't have specific plan, but as I said to all the scientists and all the students, continue to promote the importance of food security. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Alex. You have any comment, Dr. Zulham?
Yeah, because the Paname already shifting from the white tiger and others one,
Yes.
white shrimp, I think, white shrimp. So in the first one, I think we need to apply best aquaculture practices, in the similar one in the agriculture also, So we know that best aquaculture species is the one sustainable management in the aquaculture system. Yeah. But the second one, I think, yeah, we have the regulation again, yeah, about in Bahasa we call the KLHS, yeah, atau or SIA, yeah, CA, yeah, Strategic Environmental Assessment, and then we have also EAA, AMDAL, yeah, yeah, but just AMDAL,
Yeah.
AMDAL. But I think we need to assess using that regulation, that instrument in region system management in the Faname, because not all Bakeries water shrimp pond use the Faname operate by the company. Yeah, mostly maybe individual ownership. So we need to request government to conduct the AMDAL region, yeah, AMDAL region first. Yeah, of course, yeah, we need to move little bit the brackish water use the Faname from the coastal to the terrestrial area. Yeah, yeah, because yeah, in my experiences, I have the indoor system to develop to cultivate the Faname in Bogor. Yeah, indoor system. So I think yeah, we can use the system by using the greenhouse and then move little bit to terrestrial. So we can manage well about the organic matter produced by the Faname brackish water shrimp ponds. Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, I think as in the coastal area waters can be increase of the organic matter. Finally, can influence to the intake of the water come to the brackish water shrimp pond. And the second thing, I think each system in the one area should be have the, how to say, is the, in Bahasa we call tandon. The pond can meanwhile, yeah, treatment of the water, yeah, can be used of to the brackish water shrimp pond. So before entry to the cultivated pond. After we use the water, also we can put in the another tandon or another pond to treatment anymore organic matter or something, and then finally we can throw away that water to the coastal area. It is my opinion, I think. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Zulham. So now we can take a look in our participant at Zoom. Operator, can you show me the chat? Do we have any questions on the chat section of the... Okay, can you go up? Okay, so I don't think we have. Okay, go up again. Could you please go up again? No, we don't have any questions at the moment.
Yeah, but hi Carl. Meanwhile, I think the most interesting how to maintain, how to retain our mangrove ecosystem in the coastal area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we know if we develop the brackish water shrimp pond, finally we convert mangrove ecosystem to the brackish water shrimp pond. There is no white mangrove anymore, but we know that the mangrove function not only for the blue carbon, can sequestration of the carbon, but also can absorb the organic and also heavy metal. Yeah. So we need to protect, I think, the mangrove ecosystem, yeah, in the area of the brackish waters. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think we have any question from the Zoom up until now. So we can have another 2 questions from the on-site participant. Okay, we have on the left-hand side, committee, please give the microphone, and then we have another one for the last questions at the behind. Yeah, committee, the microphone to the front first. This one in the front. To the front, here. Yeah, thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Hulantari. I'm a student of marine biology in East China Normal University. I want to ask for Mr. Zulhamshah. How can instrument and system for the conservation of nature, the biosphere, the highly biodiverse coral reef ecosystem of the seas and the ocean be improved? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now we have the last questions at the lady behind. Yeah, lady. Yeah, thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Rina Jita. I'm from Aquaculture Department of Faculty Marine and Fisheries, Syekh Kuala University. My question is, talking about climate change, we believe that 90% of our coastal community does not believe this phenomena. So, how do we take responsible to help the community follow this phenomena? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Dr. Zulham, please. Yeah, for the first question, how this system in conservation on the coral reef and the oceans.
Yeah, we know that the coral reef ecosystem is the one most interesting ecosystem in the coastal area.
Recording in progress.
Including in the small island, in the small island. Yeah, we have the fringing reef type and also atoll type of the coral reefs. Yeah, I think we can use the zoning system management. Yeah, that we divided the zoning system for the use zone and then non-tech zone at least. Yeah, 2 zoning. Yeah. So we can also develop that conservation area to be of the a kind of the type due to the regulation of Indonesian government can be a marine national park, and then tourist area, marine protected area, and so on. I think so. And also rehabilitation of the coral reef in the core zone and also the use zone can be used, rehabilitation using the coral transportation to support the how to enrichment of the biodiversity coral reef and also biodiversity of the fish associated in the coral reef. I think this is the first question. I think.
Yeah. You have any comment, Professor Alex, about the conservation system? How is how the aquaculture could contribute on the conservations at the coastal area?
Okay, for us in Malaysia, aquaculture in the coastal area is about intensive aquaculture of high value species. So it is important for the economic return for the country. But we also believe that there is a need to do aquaculture or fish farming for the lower and middle income people. So for me, the companies or the industry that is involved in aquaculture of high value species should contribute back to the well-being of the middle and also lower income people by doing a lot of inland aquaculture of the less value species. So we should have a program where we tell them, as we give you land, as we give you permits to do aquaculture of high value species, you should also transfer some of the technology for the low value species for the poorer communities. So that is how I see aquaculture can be balanced.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Alex. And then, you have any comment on that, Dr. Zulham, or we continue on the second?
Yeah. Due to the report, yeah, we can see that the all conservation area in Indonesia always has inhabited by the communities.
Communities, that's right.
Inhabited in community, not only in the terrestrial, but mostly in the marine protected area. Yeah, so why, in this case, yeah, we need to engage the communities and how to develop alternative livelihood, yeah, mostly depend on the fish and then change to ecotourism, something like that, yeah, to be recreational fishing, yeah, and then to be get land for the dive, yeah, snorkeling, and so on, I think, yeah. So this is, it is really difficult how to engage the local community in the conservation area. So need to increase their capacity, their knowledge. Then we need to educate. This one also the student rule, yeah, to increase the awareness of the local community in terms of the conservation and the coastal zone management, I think.
Yeah, I think this is connected to the last questions where the Jelita, yeah, Miss Jelita asked about the climate change. So a lot of our community does not believe this climate change. How we can educate them to this information?
Yeah, we have school, yeah, from the early childhood school to the senior high school, at least in the communities, yeah. But limitation in the university, in the local communities, yeah. So we need to educate early childhood about the information impact of the climate change and why the climate change, temperature increase, yeah, because we use the full fossil fuel, yeah, need to be changed, yeah, by using, and also how to educate the safe energy using in a household system, I think, yeah, for the local people, yeah, can be contribute to reduce the global warming around the world and also in local system, yeah. So the most interesting is how to educate and increase the literacy for the local community, because their education is limit, and then to develop a pilot project, yeah. Pilot project change all in the fisherman community. Change from the generator to be a solar cell system using the battery or aki to tune on of the light using for the support fishing gear in not only in the lift net boat but also for the Pursen boat and others, I think, yeah, including for the squid fishing gear. Yeah, we can use the alternative energy that we call the renewable energy nowadays, I think, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I think we are at the edge of our keynote speaker sessions. So before I end this keynote session, on behalf of the committee, I would like to extend our greatest gratitude to our keynote speakers. Thank you very much to share the science and knowledge to all of us. And for the excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen who are joining and actively discussion in this session, we would like to say thank you as well. Oh, I think we can take a group photo with Professor Alex in the camera in the front. So I will go down later, but wait, on behalf of the committee, I would like to apologize for any shortcoming on the keynote session. As the reminder, the parallel session will start on 1:30 p.m. Please stand by on schedule. See you soon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Take picture. Thank you. Sesi keynote tadi merupakan sesi terakhir. Sampai jumpa lagi di conference tahun depan.